Hey, I just got back from lunch. Did you finish that report yet?
Well, not exactly. Still working on it. I'm not finished just yet. I got a little sidetracked, but I will get them to you first thing this afternoon.
It is first thing this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I am working on
But
it. I'll have.
what do you mean that the report isn't finished yet?
I'm still in the process of working on it. I've just been a little distracted.
Distracted. Our meeting starts in an hour.
I can have it.
No. What were you doing? Were you listening to another hunting podcast again? I swear, I give the staff in this office the freedom to do whatever they want to do as long as they meet a deadline. That is the first bullet underneath your job description. Pays attention to detail and deadlines. And deadlines. With emphasis in FO. Dude, are you even listening to me right now?
Welcome to episode 164 of the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. My name is Charles, and I am riding solo on this intro. Of course, we were recording this episode, and like we always do, we say we'll come back and record an intro for it, and we forgot. Plain and simple, happens to us all the time. But here we are. This is a fun episode. You guys will recognize the guest, Whiskey and Whitetails. These guys are awesome. We made a pact after the last episode that we were going to basically get together approximately every 45 days or so and do this again because we had so much fun talking to one another. And our groups have a lot of similarities as well, which is kind of freaky and kind of cool. But we're going to get into this episode. It is a plain out BS before Christmas type episode. So basically what's going on in everyone's world right now is what's going on in ours. We don't have a deer season open in Pennsylvania currently, so we are kind of just all over the place. We did record a second part to this episode, which you can find over at Whiskey and Whitetails. It will post Monday morning. So if you're listening to this today, today's Friday, this Monday, head over to Whiskey and Whitetails, catch part 2. That one's a lot more focused. We talk some late season tactics, both here and in the South, kind of compare and contrast. We talk about some hot topics. It's a pretty good podcast. This one isn't bad either. This is our typical us type of podcast. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I do want to thank some partners real quick. We do have Scree. Scree has always been there for us. They have been top of the list as far as our absolute favorite camouflage, favorite clothing apparel. You can check their stuff out. They have a sale right now going on. Buy one, get one 50% off. If you're listening to this and you're looking to pick up some Scree, jump off, go find our link tree on our Instagram, click on the link so you can give us a little bit of credit for it, which is great. It just helps us in numbers, lets them know what we're doing as far as who we're turning their way. So we appreciate that. If you can do that for us, go on there, get your buy one, get one 50% off. If you missed the sale and you're listening to this, you can always use the code WDP20 for 20% off your first purchase. And we also have a code WDP10, which you could use if nothing else works. You can try that one. So I would say I just bought the ptarmigan vest, and I am thinking that's going to become one of my favorite pieces ever. So I got to wait till Christmas to get it officially, but that is on its way. So perfect timing for late season here in Pennsylvania after the holiday season. The next partner we have is VIP Archery. Matt and Cindy Feuderay have always been there for us as well. Just great partners, great people. Can't say enough about them. Their broadheads are absolutely flawless as well. Go check them out. I'm shooting the combat veterans currently and the commanders. I like them both a lot, and I use them interchangeably. Both of them hit where they're supposed to hit. They do damage, they kill. That's what you want in a broadhead. Durability, damage. Boom. There you go. Last but not least, we do have Back 40 Seed Company, and they were generous enough to give us a discount code as well. You can use the code DISTRACTION10 to get you 10% off and free shipping until the end of the year. So that's moving quick, guys. It's the middle of December right now. You have a couple weeks left if you're still looking for your significant other, or you're looking for yourself for a food plot seed for next year. If you're looking to do some clover plots this spring from some frost seeding, now's the time. Go get their clover blend. It's absolutely fantastic. I think that's about it for the business. I want to jump right into this thing, get things going. Once again, I will remind you, part 2 will be over at Whiskey and Whitetails. Go check out their page. They have an awesome Instagram. They have a store as well where you can buy all kinds of really cool whiskey stuff. They have the blocks, they have torches, they have their own Glencairns. I mean, it's really, really sweet. So without further ado, here we are.
We've been live for 22 seconds, apparently.
Oh, it was fucking with me. Are you fucking with me?
Oh, yeah, I see it up there. You're recording. Here, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Now we're in.
So what's up, boys?
Hey,
Shit, man.
thanks for having us on.
Totally. Thank you for having us on. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Little two-per.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Jeez.
we jumping right into this then, since you're recording?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we've been recording our intros.
Yeah.
Like after the fact, so we just kind of get right into it. Feels more natural, you know?
I'm with you.
Mhm.
I'm with you.
Up-to-date intros. We do the same unless we have someone inside, but like in-house, I should say.
Right.
Have someone inside, like a
Yeah.
secret spy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the inside.
This
Who's
is the first time we've done a podcast together in many months.
Months since before May.
Yeah.
Since May.
nice?
Yeah.
It feels good being in the same room as the guy. You know, you can like mess with him a little bit. If I want to give him a kidney shot, I can.
Oh.
It feels real. Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, who's reading the Mint Mobile ad this week?
With me. Yeah.
We've had Jesus. We've had, I don't know, who all have we had?
I like the last one
Oh.
from Suits.
That was
yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
I might do it again as Lewis lit, just so I could say,
Oh my God.
Mint Mobile was lit up or whatever it comes up with.
You just got lit up.
Yeah.
That's
It's a great
hilarious.
show. Gus has never seen it. We were just talking about that earlier.
What, Suits?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen it.
I just binged it like a couple months ago, watched it all. So
We did too.
Well,
Yeah.
you ruined it for me out there talking.
No, I told him to stop after like season 5
it's fair.
because it just gets dumb. It's just like it's the same thing repeating over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's most of those shows like that with that same premise, right? I mean, I think it's shows like House, Suits, Dexter. A lot of those shows that have kind of that same repeating premise,
Right.
They all get kind of
House
stale.
was like that.
Yeah, House was
Yeah.
very much like that. It was very, very good for a long time, and then it just kind of got predictable.
There was some
or stale.
underlining drama with, the cast, but it was every episode was the same thing.
Mhm.
Weird case, House saves the day. Got it.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, well, let's jump into whiskey or Whitetails or something at least, right? Get this thing going. So, what was
Yeah.
funny about this is we had been texting back and forth in a group text a little while back, and kind of bouncing back and forth. And I was like, "Hey, let's just make this an every 45-day thing." And then Matt, of course, texted us the other day out of the blue because it's been at least probably close to a month or so since that text, if not longer. And sure enough, we looked at it, it was exactly 45 days out.
Yeah. Which is wild. I had to go because one of you said, I think it's been actually, if my math's right, it's been 45 days. I was like, yeah, whatever. So I had to go to like datecalculator.com and plug it in. And it was 45 days to the day.
Yeah, Matt didn't trust the accountant with math, and I don't blame you. It's fine, dude. Listen, it's whatever.
Everybody knows you just use calculators anyway.
Excel on everything. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't add anything.
I know how to.
Some function.
I know how to do that too.
Done deal.
Yeah. I use the same. It's good stuff.
So
Yeah.
to update you guys, our season's here is pretty much kapoots. We have a late season coming up, but for right now, we can't hunt any deer. So we're like in the lamest couple week period possible. But I wonder what you guys have going on, because I know the southern seasons, they just go straight through. They don't mess around. Where are you guys at with your season right now?
So our gun opener was August 15th, and it's still the same.
Oh man.
Yeah.
With the exception of a few, national forest or wildlife management areas that have specific seasons for method of take, it's pretty much just, whatever you want to hunt with from August 15th, especially if you're on private land, you can hunt with whatever you want. So we have a few weeks left. The season goes until January 1st, and I still got tags to fill. Shot a doe the other day. Matt's shot a buck and a doe or two. So we still got plenty of hunting hard to do for the next few weeks.
We've been hunting all week. We got a lottery hunt, which I don't know how y'all's works, but you basically just put in for all the places you want to go. And then you get an email that says, congratulations, you were successful. But we always do like a party hunt. Just him and I will put in. And we pulled the same place like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it sucked. And so we went there this year and hunted 2 days. Both days sucked.
Yeah. Tomorrow's supposed to be the third day, and I don't think either of us are going to go back.
No, I'm not going.
It's the wildlife management area is managed, I guess. But we asked the the game technicians there how many deer had been harvested this year for the lottery hunts. And he said 30.
How many people to draw it?
Well, they do, I think it's every week or every other week, they do a 3-day hunt like this with 20 hunters.
Oh, man.
So you're telling me since like, I think they start in October. They don't start in August, right?
And it's 3 deer per hunter. So that's 60 potential dead deer for every group every week.
Yeah, it just didn't seem right. And then, you know, the first night we were out there, the weather was beautiful. It was perfect. And I don't think I heard more than 2 gunshots. And we're talking tens and tens and tens of thousands of acres. And it just didn't seem like they're shooting deer. So it makes me wonder what's going on. But I don't think we're going to be going back out there tomorrow.
No.
Oh, man.
For since I got deer walking around on camera at a little 50-acre spot that I won't be able to hunt after this year. So it's I might as well just go there.
Yeah. Tear it up, man. Tear it up. I know you guys just recently had a Patreon hunt. What's that?
I was going to say, thanks for the shouts out on last week's episode for my buck.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
dude.
man.
Absolutely. I like how
Couldn't leave you hanging.
it was funny. You thought Chuck was buck shaming you. And I was like, haha, you got in trouble.
Dude, what the fuck?
Because you said, who shot that with with the weird emoji eyes?
No, it was just the weird emoji
buck
eye.
shaming me, dude?
Yeah, it was just the what's that? Is what I thought that face was. That emoji was like, hey, what the hell, man? Somebody shot a buck. Because you guys have been posting like some of the other people have a kill close to you.
Sure.
You've posted a couple other kills, and this one that I saw was just a buck, and I was like, well, no story, no nothing, no text, no call. You don't write. Like, what the hell?
It's because the story is so bullshit. I went out there to kill a doe, and I literally sat down in a blind with a rifle, which I'd never do. And I was playing Candy Crush for like an hour and a half, and I sat up, and there's a buck standing there, and I shot it. That's the end of it. I've never seen this buck before. I wasn't chasing it. I didn't call him in. Like, nothing cool happened. He was just wrong place, wrong time.
Huh? I'm a fan of that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's better to be lucky than good. Take it.
Yeah. I'll do that every time. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'll take luck over. I'll take luck over being good and hard work any day of the week.
100%. I mean, it sounds exactly kind of like my hunt last year. I was in the stand 10 minutes eating a Pop-Tart, and a deer came in. I shot it and killed it. Like, you got to take those when they give you. You know, there's opportunities when you're hunting that take a whole hell of a lot of effort, and you put your whole heart and soul into it. And then there's those ones where you're not even expecting to kill something, and one just walks out in front of you and gives you an opportunity. So you got to take them easy
question
ones.
though. Did you finish the Pop-Tart?
After the kill, correct? Yes.
Hell yeah.
Outstanding. My man.
Deer's over there flopping around, gasping for breath, and you're just
He ran
like that meme.
Yeah.
Oh, we should remake that meme, like with the dude eating. It's like when you blast a 30-06 through double lungs on a doe, and it's laying in front of you kicking, and you're just.
I can get you some still shots from the post kill video that I recorded.
I'm pretty sure you panned over and your Pop-Tart was sitting on literally a limb.
Yeah,
it was just like
it was.
Nice.
It was. I was in a pine tree with like real straight out big vertical limbs that went out, and I literally had to put the Pop-Tart down on the limb in front of me to grab my grunt tube at the same time to grunt the deer and then snort wheeze them in. Shot him with my bow, panned over to it. It's still sitting there. I'm freaking out. And then, I sat there and enjoyed it. He ran 80 yards and fell over dead in the field.
Nice.
So I just finished my Pop-Tart and,
unreal.
Enjoyed the moment.
Did you make a post like I did saying that hunts are hard, even though we're not in the Midwest and blah, 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 blah?
No, I didn't.
Hunts are hard in Pennsylvania because your Pop-Tarts will freeze if it's too late in the season. It's too cold.
True.
I'm not positive what spooked him when he came in, but it could have been a glimmer off the Pop-Tart wrapper, okay? Because those things are shiny.
They are really shiny. That's an aggressive treat for a tree stand.
Do you guys remember when we were younger, Pop-Tart wrappers that were not shiny?
They were like
a paper. Do you guys remember those?
I feel like I do.
I can't.
But it was not all of them. It was only certain like flavors. I know. Unless it's that fucking Mandela effect.
It was like whitish, and it had the color of the text was the color of like what the inside of the Pop-Tart was.
Yes.
I remember
and the
it, dude.
inside had some kind of like foil lining.
Yeah.
But it was paper. It was like a paper otherwise. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not.
Was this a
crazy.
rich person Pop-Tart? Because we only ate the
but
poor
No,
people
I think
Pop-Tarts.
they were. I think they were. I think they were government Pop-Tarts. I don't think they were rich people
It
Pop-Tarts.
might have been fucking knockoff brand.
Maybe.
Non-frosted Pop-Tarts.
Probably was non-frosted.
Yeah, I bet you. I think because I remember them. I think I remember them being like gross.
Yeah.
As long as they weren't toaster strudels, because those things were disgusting. Sorry.
Toaster strudel?
Yeah,
What?
I was not a fan.
They're flaky,
serious?
and you get to draw designs on it with the
you
freaking
pour
frosting.
I didn't like the frosting; it was too sweet, so I didn't like them.
Bro,
yeah.
you gay?
I got sensitive teeth. With my answer, I would say yes.
I liked them because the outsides were like hot as shit, and the middle was still cold.
Oh, yeah.
that was like my favorite.
You know what pissed me off though is that one of those packs of frosting was really only good for one strudel, but it was supposed to be one pack for every two.
Yep.
So I had to fight my sister to be like first to eat enough in the bags or the box, so I didn't get left with the toaster strudel without the fucking icing.
Without that,
Oh.
yeah.
So
I would steal two at a time.
Yeah.
my dad's kryptonite is icing. He used to just pull them out and eat the icing, and so I'd be stuck with them without icing.
That son of a bitch.
I know.
Just kidding.
Unreal.
Here we are.
That's
again.
where all my childhood problems came from.
Here we are again discussing snacks. I don't understand it.
Dude, I almost brought a Christmas tree cake in here just to eat in front of you.
Oh.
My wife shamed me into buying a box the other day. I acted shamed, but yeah.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she looked at them and I was like,
Why?
oh, I don't think I like those. And I waited for a reaction. She was like, what? And I was like, I'll get one for you, honey. This one's for you.
We can try them.
Yeah, we'll give it another try.
Ew, I don't like these. I'm just going to throw them away out in the garage.
I have 3 boxes open in my truck right now.
Oh my gosh.
You know the gas stations are like double the size?
They're huge.
I found a box of the gas station size ones at Walmart.
No shit. Why
Yeah,
is it
brought
that
it
gas
home.
station snacks are always like they have one version of everything that's twice the size?
I don't think you can buy a box of the double deckers, can you? Those are gas
You
station
can't. That's what I was
specific.
saying.
That's
Are
what
they?
he's saying.
I just bought
he
them.
found
Yeah, I
them.
bought them at Walmart.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, a whole box. My wife
Blows
ate
my
them.
mind. How dare her?
Ew. Oh, man.
Well, in fairness, she's the one that introduced me to them because they are her. That's the only. She doesn't like chocolate. That's her like only sweet that she likes, and she only gets them once a year. So
Okay. All right.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I'm not a big chocolate guy either, unless you put something else in it, like peanuts or almonds or caramel or anything. Really, just give me something else other than just plain chocolate. Peanut butter.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
anything with peanut butter and chocolate on it. Anything.
Bet.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Maybe venison.
That's all I hear. I can't wait to see you in February.
Coming with the peanut butter and the chocolate.
Yeah, carry on, bro. I'm not going to get there and not be able to find peanut butter and chocolate.
That's fantastic.
Oh, man. Is that funny?
All right. Where do we want to take this thing? So we're catching up.
I
You
want to
guys
hear
are-
about their Patreon hunt.
Yeah. That's what you were bringing up a second ago.
Well, yeah. I want to hear about the Patreon hunt. How'd it go, guys?
The weather scared everyone away.
Did it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, it was supposed to rain the entire weekend. It even scared us away. We left a day early, and then it didn't rain.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was a massive storm system that was making its way through. And so the option was like, well, there's a good chance that we're going to get rained out of hunting because the way it was looking, we're talking like, bad wind gusts, lightning. I'm not going to go sit in a tree stand or and that kind of thing. So it was either we ride it out and hang out here at camp and then have to pack everything up all soaking wet and disgusting because we're not going to be able to hunt, or we just pack it up now and skip this last hunt. So we went with the latter of those two options, and and then it ended up not raining. But that being said, we did have a good time. We
We had a great time.
Yeah, we brought all kinds of whiskey. We cooked a chili the second night. Cooked some brats the first night.
That's a good breakfast.
Yeah. was a good
Colton
time.
came. One of the guys that was coming, he was like, I wrecked my truck. And I was like, you're not to lie to me, dude. Just don't come. And he sent me a picture, and he did wreck his truck.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah. So I felt really bad that he couldn't make it. And then most people, there's too far to drive to risk it because of the weather, which I totally get.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a bummer. I'm sorry I asked.
Yeah, Austin.
No, we had a great time.
That's
We
good.
still had a really good time.
It was us three the entire time. And
We drank and
we saw a guy wearing a dress. We camped next to some meth heads.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Turns out the national forest isn't for hunters anymore. It's for people that are running from the law.
We all own it.
Yes,
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I pay tax. I feel like I pay taxes, so maybe I own it a little bit more than they probably do. But
these two dudes and 20-year-old girl they were with were not paying taxes.
really strange.
Dude, yeah, I think we can all guess what was going on there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pretty sure that's what was going on there. But that we ended up talking to him the last day because I'm friends with the DNR guy, and his name is Mike. And he's like, do me a favor and stay away from those guys. I don't know anything about them, but they look trashy. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to hang out. Well, I'll tell you what, when I first got there, I was picking a spot and I pulled up and I saw them and I was like, hey, we're going to be drinking and playing music and staying up. I just don't want to camp next to you if it's going to bother you. And the guy was like, no, man, we're always down for a party. And as he said that, I'm looking around their camp and there's no hunting gear, no hunting clothes, like underwear hanging from lines. And it's tarp city. And I texted Gus and I was like, I don't know what to do here because I don't trust these people.
Yeah. When the front part of the area where we were camping was filled with a bunch of old timers that they bring their RVs and they set up like a drop camp basically for a week and just live out of their campers and camp all week. And
they go to bed early. They don't like generators being on at night. You know? So just being respectful.
So we were trying to take our party to the back, if you will.
Yeah.
And we were respectful. We didn't play crazy loud music. We weren't screaming or hollering or anything. But we did stay up late. Nobody seemed to be bothered by it. So
That's good.
Yeah, we told them we were leaving. We were like, you guys want the rest of our firewood? And they like came running over. And I was like, so what are you doing here? And he was like, we're from Iowa.
I don't know. It's probably Ohio.
They had Ohio plates, but he didn't say Ohio. It was a disabled Ohio plate, and they didn't say Ohio. They said some other state. Yeah, 100%.
Stolen.
But they were driving to Florida to start a new life, he says, and they ran out of money. So they're just there until they get money to keep going.
That's a good place to panhandle.
Yeah, in the middle of the woods where nobody is. Yeah, great place.
His name wasn't Kyle by chance, was it? Was it Kyle?
I didn't ask.
Okay, good. Might know him. They weren't from Pennsylvania though, so we're good.
No, you heard him. He was from Ohio.
Ohio.
Iowa.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't take geography, so Nebraska, something like that. One of those states.
Yeah. Michigan.
Flyover states.
That whole Midwest is just one big state. Actually, it's just one giant flat state. Very
cornfield.
Flat. Yeah.
I look at it like, where do the elk live? Where do the blacktail live? Where do the pronghorn live? That's it. I don't know anything else.
Makes sense. Some of them intermingle though, so that could get tricky for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have pronghorn where the elk are.
Montana?
Roosevelt?
Well, not Roosevelt.
Wow.
I don't know.
I think that's Washington.
You're being pretty specific now. I mean, come on.
I have no idea.
Oh man.
I like to generalize mine by never mind, I'm not going to say it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to say it. You saw the word coming out of my mouth.
It's going to be okay.
It was turkey. It was turkey
Get
regions.
out of here.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but you made me say it.
Yeah. We were talking to a guy this weekend about whitetail hunting, and somehow the conversation led to turkey.
It wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't me, but we did meet some interesting folks
We did.
at a wedding. Go figure. We're at a wedding, and we find people, and we're talking hunting. No way. Doesn't sound like us at all. Huh?
Right. I know that you don't like it that people are bringing up turkey season already.
I love it.
It's still deer season.
Not right now. I'm already planning my trip.
Okay.
See what happens.
So
I'm
anyway,
confused
guys.
Why is it? I need to know why it's not deer season right now. Like, what is it? Because you tagged out, or
No, we literally don't have a deer season right now. I mean, we don't. Pennsylvania. We have the dumbest seasons in the world, dude. Like, okay, so our season comes in, archery season comes in. It comes in usually around October 1st, give or take a day or two. It runs for 7 weeks now, and it stops. Dead stop before Thanksgiving. And then you have a 3-day bear season, rifle bear season, and then nothing until the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Rifle season comes in for 2 weeks. And then once rifle season ends, which ended last Friday, last Saturday. we have nothing until late season comes in December 26th, and it runs for 3 weeks. And then
Oh,
we're
you
done.
can hunt into January.
Yeah,
Yeah,
archery and black powder muzzleloader.
Yeah. It's our primitive season.
Primitive.
Yeah, it's primitive.
When everything's scared to death and you're not going to be able to shoot it.
Oh, it's going to be hard.
Well, kind of. What happens is it's kind of nice. But I will say what's weird this year, especially, I have been seeing rutting activity this morning, rutting activity yesterday. I mean, there has been like camera rutting activity through rifle season into this week. It's been kind of cool. But what happens in the late season is they all kind of start packing back together. So when you hunt late season, if you get on them and you get in those pockets, you might see 6-7 deer running together. Like normally they're antlerless. Like it's really tough to kind of get on that buck in the late season because they are pretty well over it. They're beaten down from the rut and they're not moving a whole lot. But these doe, man, they're out like crazy feeding everywhere. And you could see huge groups of deer just running around.
Yeah.
So it makes it fun when you're blasting them with, muzzle loaders and black powder and everyone's, whether your gun goes off or not, but everyone's trying to shoot at these deer because a lot of times we'll put on like mini drives and whatnot, just kind of try to make deer move. But
Yeah.
And every single doe you cut open has fawns inside of its stomach.
It could.
it could.
It could.
I don't think they're that developed yet.
Probably not.
Since they just got bred most likely in November. But hey,
You pulled them out late December, pulled out like twin embryos inside of them that, it doesn't look like a deer, but you can tell it's an animal of some kind.
Yeah.
when does your guys like peak rut where you're at?
We have 2.
Okay.
We have, the end of October, first week of November, and then the very end of November, first week of December.
Whenever I killed my buck was the peak of the second rut.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So it's
Second round.
pretty close to ours. I mean, ours is a little bit later. I think our peak day is like November 7th or 8th or something like that, I think. I believe is what our biologist said in our state. So,
Yeah.
And then you do see like that second rut come in, which is like I was saying, I had a buck chasing does yesterday and this morning, which is really crazy. But it can, I'm done in Pennsylvania. Like I've killed, I have tags, but if I hunt again, it'll be Ohio or West Virginia, most likely. So
My freezer's full. I'm going to kill one more, but I don't know where I'm going to put it. I think I'm just going to spread it around friends and be like, if you don't need it, I'll come get it.
Yeah.
Smart.
Or I'll give it to you. You got a bit more freezer space, right?
Not really. I got to buy another freezer.
Yeah.
I just got another one gifted to me by my wife's parents, so I have a lot of freezer space now. Yeah. Got to get that thing up and running. It's a stand-up too, which stand-ups are so much nicer, right? Like I've always liked the chest freezer until you have a chest freezer. I don't even know what's at the bottom of that thing. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't like rotate your freezer or anything like that?
If I eat it,
Okay.
it gets rotated.
All right. I mean,
There's
I don't
turkey in there, there's rabbit, squirrel, deer. I honestly couldn't tell you what else is in that freezer. All kinds of stuff. Well, chicken wings probably.
Okay.
It all gets thrown in there, right?
Strange.
Damn chest freezers. But
So I had a thought. I was telling Charles about it this weekend. When we get on these podcasts, guys, we just talk about random everything. We always seem to kind of have like a little bit of an agenda and then we don't talk about it at all. So I was thinking every time we get on these podcasts, we name them like Distracted by Whiskey.
Yeah. Could be.
That'll do it.
we could make
It'll get you. It's too big, like competing topics, and they're so easy to bounce in between each other. And then you start drinking it, and then all that goes out the window, and you start talking about, fish or something, or chicken wings in the bottom of your deer freezer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That reminded me, I do have fish in there too. Thanks. Appreciate that, Matt. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. Anytime.
Beautiful.
Blue cat.
So I feel like you guys, when you brought it up, you wanted to talk about late season a little bit. What did you guys have in mind with that?
Do you want to save that for like the second half conversation of what you want to
Yeah.
do? Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can say that.
Because we're going to try and do some actual whitetail talk on our podcast. And
Okay.
Beautiful.
we rarely get to that point.
All right. Well, I will shift the conversation to whiskey then, if that's cool. Bourbon in specific,
Yeah.
because we mentioned that wedding that Austin and I was at, and I somehow lucked into like the greatest bar in Ohio that I've ever been in my life. And I sent you some pictures for some pick some picks.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, this place had 270 bottles of bourbon, I want to say.
Wow.
It was very impressive, and they had some decently rare bottles. Am I correct in saying that, Matt?
Yeah, they had Yippee. Well, they didn't, but they had on the menu, they had Yippee Ki-Yay.
Really?
Which, when you told me they didn't have it, I had a deja vu moment, almost like someone's been there before and sent me that same menu. And I had said, get Yippee Ki-Yay, and they said they don't have it. Like, I feel like that's happened to me before.
That's wild.
It might have.
But what did you settle on?
So I went with I asked him, I said, well, I sent this to my buddy. He kind of mentioned these few things. And I said, well, what would you say for something that's rare I may never see again? So he gave me some Blanton's Gold. He said that would be a good substitute for the Yippee Ki-Yay. I said, okay. So I had that. It was absolutely phenomenal. And then before that, we had run out of time after the Blantons, but prior to that, I ended up with a Knob Creek. Do they make a 15-year, or is it 12 to 18 years?
I have a 15.
Okay, so it was 15 then. I wasn't positive because they had all of them, and I had the 15-year. Really, really good, like really good.
Nice. Yeah.
But they had a bunch of stuff. They had Wellers. They had. I had sent you a whole list of.
They had Remus. They had about every pappy you could think of.
Yeah, they were
trying to
stacked
think what
up
was on there.
And they didn't. I mean, a lot of that stuff they didn't even have on their little drink menu. They just had bottles, kind of. I mean, they had bottles still in boxes up on their shelf up at the top. So you could tell. One of the ones he liked was the Jack Daniel's Sinatra. He said that was one of his picks.
When we had the master distiller from Jack Daniel's on, I brought that box and the Jesus Christ, the Sinatra bottle and box. I brought it with me because right before I went to Afghanistan, that was the bottle I bought as like my last party or hurrah or whatever. And we all drank this bottle of Jack Daniel's Sinatra because at the time that was what, 2012. So Blanton's was everywhere. Everything was cheap, but the Sinatra was like $180 or something. It was very expensive back then. Where now that's nothing compared to
Shit, no.
most of the stuff you can find. But it actually meant something to me, So like I brought it in and I was like, I've kept this thing since 2012. It wasn't that long ago, I guess, but still.
That's pretty long.
It was that long ago. That was 11 years ago.
I was gonna say, that's let's not talk about it. But yeah, that
long ago.
That was a while back.
Yeah. That was when y'all got out of high school, right?
College.
Yeah.
College. Graduated college.
Yeah.
2012.
Oh man.
There was a bottled in bond. Was it like old granddad or something?
Yeah.
What,
Old Granddad Ball and Bond.
Old Granddad. Have you ever had that bottle?
He usually has some in here.
It's
Oh, no shit.
He's got some here.
Yeah.
He said that
That's
was
good
like
shit,
his camping bourbon that he would take with him, and he'd pop it out by the fire. That was his pick.
It's a good bottle. It's that cinnamon on it is fantastic.
Oh, okay. So
I like
almost
it.
more like an Angel's Envy with the cinnamony taste to it, or
No, it's like it's its whole other world. But people look at it as like cheap junk, and a lot of people don't like it. But I love it. I think it's delicious.
Yeah, I use it. I have it. It's something I try to keep around all the time. It's great for old fashions. It's it's good just on the rocks or neat. It's really underappreciated for sure.
Have you seen Bad Santa?
no.
I love the movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Oh,
The movie
okay. I
is
thought there was
Yeah.
a bottle called Bad Santa. Yes, I've seen
No,
the
no,
movie.
the movie.
Okay.
When he's in the bar and she like picks up his glass and smells it, and she's like, "More Granddad Santa." That's what he's drinking. His old granddad.
Oh shit! Never caught on to that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm watching it this weekend. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
for sure.
It's happening.
I'm saying, dude, this is my favorite Christmas movie.
It's so
I
good.
love it. Are you fucking with me?
What fucking lunch
Unreal.
break?
So I had a
That's
little
one
bit
of
of a
the best
question
movies
for
ever.
you guys. A while back, my cousin was moving and he gifted me a bunch of bottles of stuff. Random bottles. Some of them were open and stuff like that. I threw a bunch of stuff out because they were super old. Some of them were oxidized and stuff like that. But I kept some of the bottles. And I have this bottle here. It's a little baby bottle.
Do you need me to read it?
375 milliliters. Yeah, it's just really, really hard to read because it's dark right there. But it's Wild Turkey 101. I don't know how
Does it
old
say
it is.
8 on it?
Does it say what?
Does it have an 8 on it? Does it say
No,
8 year on it?
I don't think it does.
I don't see
No, I don't think it does. But I was doing a little bit of research, and they made it a little bit confusing. I didn't know if you guys knew how to read the bottle code, just tell when it was from, because it's unopened. It's just straight chinchillin.
I do, but it's at home on my computer. But that is one of the old split labels, I think, because it still has the red top. It doesn't say 8 year on it.
I don't think it does.
No. Austin
Like
Nichols,
on the
Wild
red.
Turkey.
Yeah, I don't
No.
know. I don't think it says 8 year.
Nope.
So that might be after they stopped doing the 8 year.
Yeah.
But it used to be 101 8 year, and they had the 8 on the neck where that red label is. It would say 8 year all around it.
No, I don't think it does.
No, it just says 101 proof.
Yeah, 101.
But that's still considered a dusty turkey, and it's one of my favorites. Actually, I sent you guys a sample, if you remember, and one of them was an old dusty 8 year.
Interesting. Okay. There,
That's
right
good
there.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what I sent you right there.
Very cool. Okay.
It's good stuff, man. Where'd she get it?
So he was a mailman, and one of the big things he said, like around Christmas and stuff, like a lot of his like people he delivered mail to would just hand him bottles of booze all the time. And he was like, I don't really drink and whatever like that. He's like, I opened some of them and would like try them and stuff like that. There would be literally like a shot out of a lot of these bottles. And he literally just brought me like an enormous box of bottles. And I have a bunch of different stuff down in the basement and whatnot, but that was one of the ones that wasn't open. Because you could tell a lot of them were actually oxidized and stuff, which was interesting. But yeah, kept some of them.
If it's not oxidized, you can still drink it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as long as it's not cloudy.
Yeah.
You probably have some cool stuff down there if it's all that old.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff. I still have some other stuff down there, but yeah, pretty fun. Pretty fun. Good question for me to ask you guys, I figured.
Yeah. I feel like anytime I get that kind of opportunity where I'm going to be choosing from some rarer stuff, I'm just going to text you, Matt. So just prepare for that forever.
That's
for
fine.
the rest of your life.
That's fine. As long as I have my phone on me, I'll give it to. So I leave my phone on silent, and so phone calls I miss them all the time. But as long as I see the text, I'll get back to you every time, always for life.
I appreciate that.
For life. I feel like I miss texts and stuff all the time because I'm so busy. I just miss everything, and I feel like I text people back 2 days later or something like that. It just happens.
That's Androids. They deliver text late.
You know how I don't miss text? My Apple Watch that's connected to my Apple iPhone.
Okay, some people actually do manual labor for a living.
Yeah, not me.
Not me.
I'll text Charles. I'll be like, what are you doing, man? He'll be like, oh, I'm doing payroll, playing some video games.
Give or take.
Sick.
Sometimes late at night, I decide to get some work done and be like 8, 9 p.m. I'll be working, playing video games, like one screen over here, working on this between games.
Unreal.
Why not, right?
Our bosses listen, so we both work extremely hard all the time at all hours of the day.
All hours.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
working right now.
You guys are actually great employees. I've seen some of your work. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Have you?
I hope you haven't. That would be a problem.
Yeah, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Listen, there's risks in everything everybody does. Okay, I got a mean paper cut. You see my thumb; it's bandaged right now. It was actually from trying to cut an old lime today, and the knife went right through and cut my entire chunk of my
That's why
thumb
you need a
off.
sharp knife, Charles.
Yeah, it was sharp enough to cut the entire chunk out of my thumb. I'll tell you that much right now.
But there was a really cool story coming with that.
No,
Just stab myself in the hand with a knife.
That was not.
I literally just
That's the way-
sliced.
That's life, though. That's the way it goes, man.
I have a S. Gus can see it. See it?
Yeah.
I have an S in the palm of my hand, and what it was is I was holding something and drilling through it, and it went through the piece of wood into my hand. So it's the pattern of a drill bit makes an S in your hand. If you ever wondered.
You're just.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought we were going Home Alone there, where he has the initial on his hand when he got burnt. I thought that's what that was going to be.
Oh, man.
Unpopular opinion. I never liked that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I just never liked it.
Macaulay Culkin, like the America's sweetheart. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You guys want to see a lifetime friendship dissolve on camera?
Is that your favorite movie or something?
No, but not my favorite movie, but I do like that movie a lot.
All right, Matt. Then, wait, are you just not a Christmas movie guy? Other than we did talk about, we did. What other Christmas movie is like on top of your list? Must see every year.
So Gus is staring at me because he's like, "How far is he going to go?" I am not going to say it on here, but I've historically hated Christmas and anything to do with family. until last year is when I did it.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year I gave my wife a Christmas present, and I said, I will have Christmas cheer from this day forward. And so now I do. I help put up the tree. We watched Elf the other day. I'm not going to buy gifts or wear a Santa hat, but, you know,
He's coming around.
I'm working on it, guys.
We'll get him there.
I'm trying to sing loud and clear, whatever, to spread cheer, however it goes.
Spread Christmas cheer, yeah. So you're a fan of the Grinch.
Yeah.
You're a fan of the Grinch then.
No.
No, not
I
your-
did always like the Grinch. I did like the Grinch.
Perfect.
No, I like Bad Santa because I'm like, that guy, that's me in Christmas.
He gets it. That guy just gets it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Gus, what about you?
100%.
I'm gonna stick with this conversation. What about you, Gus? Let's hear it.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah. Every year. Gotta see it.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
That's number one on my list.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a Wonderful
Okay.
Life.
All right.
Gotta see it every year.
Actually has the
yeah.
he has the poster hanging in his living room. No lie.
Yeah, I have the replica movie poster in my living room.
Beautiful, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
No cap.
No
No,
cap.
That's a good stay. But if it's not that, then it's definitely Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation,
Hands
man,
down,
yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
I
That's,
can watch that movie over and over again.
That's a good one. I do like that movie.
I watch that movie all year round. It's like it can be on any time, and I'm gonna watch Christmas Vacation.
It's so good, man.
Elf for me is I tolerate it. The problem is that back in the day when Circuit City was still around, I worked there when I was in college,
Wow, blast from the
And you
past.
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. Or do you remember whenever media centers were a thing? These big expensive desktops that had a server, and it's like you can pump music and movies to your TV. It was like the very beginning of all that stuff. Well, they had the Sony Media Center, and they set up this kiosk to demo this whole thing, and they set it up to play Elf. That was their demo of its ability to play movies. And so for that entire holiday season, from after Halloween to after Christmas, every time I went to work, I listened to that fucking movie on repeat. So for like three and a half months, so two and a half months on repeat to listen to that movie. So yeah, if I don't have to watch that movie, I won't. But yeah.
If there was a
Hey,
holiday
Will Ferrell's
movie
funny.
to sacrifice, Elf wouldn't be the worst one to sacrifice. So that's not that big of a deal. Not a big loss there.
Have you ever watched the documentary show on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us?
No.
Nope.
So they do like behind the scenes like storyline of these big popular movies and like all the things that went into making the movie happen, and how some of these like movies that have been huge hits like almost didn't happen at all, and why and all that stuff. Elf, they did one on Elf, and it's really fascinating. It's really funny. That movie was on such a low budget. That movie almost didn't happen at all, and then it turned out to be this giant hit. It's pretty fascinating,
Unreal.
No shit.
but I still hate it.
Yeah.
What's y'all's favorite Christmas movie?
Well, I feel like I don't want to be a copycat, but it's a Wonderful Life is one of the ones that's been like the tradition every year. Christmas Eve, before you go to bed, my dad had It's Wonderful Life on. We'd watch it every single year. Christmas Vacation's up there as well, but to get off of those two, I would say maybe the original Santa Claus is a great movie. Tim Allen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
my
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story.
Don't shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that movie, funny enough, I didn't watch it the whole way through until like 2 years ago. In my entire life, I'd watch it, but you know how they run it 24 hours, which I think is
Oh yeah.
an overrated movie to run 24 hours personally, but
For sure.
but it is the kind of movie that no matter what, you can turn it on. And that's what it was. It was like you turn it on and pick up and just watch from there on for an hour or whatever between, houses that you're going to for Christmas or whatnot. And was my existence of the Christmas Story, was that like just little bits and pieces until I finally made myself sit down and watch it the whole way through.
Fun fact about the Christmas Story. Over in Medina, Ohio, by my dad's, there's like a full-on Christmas, I call it Christmas museum. It's called like Castle Noel or something like that. And I was over there visiting one time, and we went to this museum, and they have like basically a bunch of movie props and stuff like that, like actual movie props in this place. And they have the slide from A Christmas Story in there.
Really?
The one, where the guy pushes him down the slide.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that day they had a guest appearance, and I actually had the real life elf push me down the slide, dude. It was
No
wild.
shit.
It was wild.
That guy that played the elf in that movie makes guest appearances somewhere.
Yes, literally. He pushed me down the slide, man. It was wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was cool.
I bet he only gets that call like twice a year. During the holidays.
See, I remember more of the female version of the elf there, where she's yelling and the little things dangling in front of her face. That's what I remember from the movie more than the male elf, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's not. I mean, obviously Cleveland, right? That house isn't actually far from us, and they've made it into like a museum. You can go there and visit it. My wife's been there, but none of it. Like I think they said 10% of the movie was actually filmed there.
Something like that.
The rest of it was all filmed somewhere else, because that house is so tiny that they couldn't actually film in there. So if there's not a scene with a window, I think that you can see out, then it wasn't actually filmed there. So like very little bit. Yeah, there was tons of tidbits, but they've lost like everything. There's like a remake or imitation because they've either lost or everything's been stolen over the years from the actual house. So they have like no original anything from it.
Makes sense.
Damn.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what movie is it?
A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Oh,
Ralphie.
Ralphie wants the Red Ryder BB gun. His mom keeps telling him, "You can shoot
is
your
this
eye
the
out."
black and white one?
No.
Then
You should watch. Add that to your list to watch. It's
Yeah,
an old
Christmas
movie,
Story.
but it's good.
Okay. I'll add it. Let me type it in. No.
If you want a good black and white, though,
Did you guys watch the sequel though, where it's like 20 years later or
I
30
did.
years later?
Not
Did you?
great, but it was good. It wasn't.
No,
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan, but a good black and white Christmas movie. My personal favorite is Miracle on 34th Street. Either
That's the
one
one I was thinking of. I've seen
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That's a good movie too.
Yeah, the black and white version of It's a Wonderful Life is good too, but I prefer to watch the color version just because,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's color.
It's color. Why not?
Doesn't feel so old and weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so old.
Bringing
I
it
watched-
back to.
I watched
Go ahead.
I watched the black and white one with my dad. Like that was our
Mhm.
tradition also. Like my dad loved that movie, so it was a family thing. That poster out there was actually his.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he that was his that he bought. And so I got that from him when he passed away. But the black and white one is depressing. I like the color one. I don't know. Just
I
too
still
old.
watch the
Anyway.
black and white one, but to bring it back to hunting.
Oh, I had one more. I had one more Christmas movie
yeah.
story.
Did you ever say your favorite? I'm
I
sorry.
didn't, but
Go ahead.
I was going to skip
no,
past
we want to
that.
hear it. We want to hear it.
My favorite is Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
But, maybe popular opinion, maybe unpopular opinion, and I want your guys' actual opinion on it. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
Is Android a phone?
Oh.
You know what I mean? We don't know.
We don't.
I
know.
guess it works as a Christmas movie. It works as
Let
a
me
phone.
ask this: why is it? why is it not a Christmas movie?
I think
my-
it's a Christmas movie.
In my opinion, it's not a Christmas movie because there's no premise that's actually based around it being anything to do with Christmas.
It's based at a
it's
Christmas
just
party.
happened during Christmas time,
At a Christmas party.
but it's not a Christmas movie because there's no premise around Christmas other than the fact that it's that time of year.
Nakatomi Plaza, man.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying. It's a Christmas
So-
movie.
If he had said "ho ho ho, motherfucker" instead of "yippee ki yay," would it have been considered a Christmas movie?
I would allow it. Yeah, I would allow it.
Okay. All right. I just went full
Can we
circle on
ask
that.
him
The
or-
Yippee-Ki-Yay, man.
Yeah, the yippee-ki-yay. Nice.
It's too late to ask him.
That's cool. What?
Mel Gibson.
Well, he didn't play in that movie, so I don't know why you would ask him.
No.
It's Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Well, Mel Gibson. Whatever.
You can't ask Bruce Willis now.
That's
either,
what I
'cause-
meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, Bruce Willis. I said the wrong name. That's why I said it.
That joke.
I knew where he was going with it. Just you didn't bell him out.
I just got the actors. I don't know actors' names. I'm not good at that stuff.
Get with it, man.
I have one more Christmas thing though. Christmas tree syndrome. Have you heard of it?
No.
Definitely
So I was
not.
driving to work this morning when I texted y'all and I said we're good to go. And this thing came on. One was for Mount Pleasant. Or a city by us has established a new ruling where if you do anything anti-Semitic, it's 90 days of jail. So I think they're like targeting the Hamas, which is so crazy. They're eliminating free speech. Not that I agree with anti-Semitism, but anyway. So the next thing that came on the news was Christmas tree syndrome, and they were like, it causes a lot of issues, including anxiety, and it's best to get rid of the Christmas tree. So I'm the whole drive to work. I'm like, I wonder if it causes like the symptoms are like irritation and anxiety, and like it may lead to in-law frustration disorder or like increased consumption of eggnog. The number one leading cause of the death of shelf on an elf. You know, like I'm going through all these thoughts in my head, and it was just like
Shelf on the elf. Is that what you said?
yeah, whatever. I just learned about that too. So
I love this.
He's getting caught up, man. We're gonna have to, after this podcast, he's crashing at my house tonight. We're gonna have a crash course in all things current Christmas trends and popular pop culture, so he can get up to speed.
And he's so lucky because literally 3 days ago, someone told me about the elf on a shelf that you can't touch them, I guess, or the kids freak out. And he's lucky because when I sat down for dinner, they're sitting right next to the dinner table, and if I didn't know, I know me, and I would have picked them up and been like, "What is the deal with these things?" And then the whole house would have melted down.
Mayhem. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, luckily it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it turns out they just don't want you to bring outside inside because it causes allergies. That's what it was. I ended up Googling it.
My grandma's actually allergic to Christmas trees, and she gets one every single year, real Christmas tree. But it hospitalized her once because she was set up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not the tree in the house, the tree in the house, but she was hospitalized once at she was at I don't know, some kind of like yard sale thing or whatever. They used to do like the indoor yard sales that they have, like, I don't know, 422. What are they called? You know what I'm talking about?
Flea market.
Talking about
Flea market.
Yeah.
Thank you. Flea market. I couldn't think of the word.
You're welcome.
So she was at a flea market, and my grandma for many years taught music and sold certain, instruments and stuff. So she was set up at a flea market right next to somebody with freaking Christmas trees. And just from being around it so long, it actually created enough allergic reaction to take her to the hospital. But she still gets a real tree every single year. She's a trooper.
Does she have like pollen allergies during pine season and stuff?
I don't know. I'd have to ask
Or is
her.
it just like Christmas tree specifically?
It was specifically Christmas trees, but I think that's only because she's so close to Christmas trees. You know what I mean? That it would have an effect on her. But I know what you mean. There's so much pollen in the air from actual, like, different.
Yeah, what's the
pine.
difference? They're all pines.
Right. I don't know.
Well, then you get a Douglas fir, sir, and a Douglas fir.
Douglas fir. You could get a blue spruce. We get her the
blue
really
spruce.
big. I don't even know what they are. Actually, it's not a Douglas fir. It's the other fir. Regardless.
The hypoallergenic one.
It's like a poodle for Christmas trees. Fraser fir.
Yeah.
See,
Nice.
I don't know where the
Good
fuck I
save.
pulled that
Good
from.
freaking save, man.
Turns out we know a thing or two about Christmas trees around here.
I pulled
Yeah.
back from my second grade year at Cub Scouts selling Christmas trees and wreaths in Utah.
It's funny. It's all related though, right? Like, think about relating Christmas and different things during Christmas to whiskey and how, the scent of whiskey can bring you back to memories and so forth, so forth. I mean, it's all related, right? It's a full circle.
You can find a way to relate everything, especially when you're drinking whiskey.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
Ho, 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 motherfuckers.
Cheers to that, kid.
So, fun fact, I actually do play Santa for the last, I don't even know how many years, for a bunch of our friends, kids, and all of my nieces and nephews. I am Santa Claus. If any kids listening to this, sorry, I am Santa. And it's funny that you mentioned the elf on the shelf thing, because it has blown up so much that it's become a problem when all these kids come up and they start like throwing at my face. Well, what's my elf on the shelf's name? And what's my elf on the shelf's name? And I don't know.
Oh, boy.
My wife texted him before we went to a Christmas party, and he was going to be Santa. And my wife texted him and told him our elf's name and was like, "Hey, we need you to bring this up because our elf got touched this morning."
Dude, I blew
shit,
their
that's
mind
funny.
when I pulled their elf's name up. Like, they
bet you did,
blew
dude.
their mind. But
I
then
bet.
it created like this. Once that happened, that's what I mean. Like, every kid after that was like, "What's my elf on the shelf's name?" And I was like, "Ho, ho, ho, get the hell out of here."
Hold on. Awesome kids don't recognize you?
Nobody, dude, I was
No.
literally Santa for my nieces
Wild.
and nephews for years when they were like, some of them till they were like 10 years old, and they still didn't know who the hell I was.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Tell those kids you don't know their elf's names because they're so fucking bad that elves don't have time to come back and report. So you don't know their names.
That's right.
That's what I would do. I'd mess with kids.
Elfie or Matt, we call him Mr. Elf. He's
We
older.
call him Mr. Elf. I just call him Joe or Skippy or Hey Man.
Oh, you mean elf number 627?
Are you fucking with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well, I kind of figured this is what was going to happen in this episode. I didn't think we'd be talking about Christmas, but it is that time of year.
It's that time of year. It's appropriate.
I think I'll allow it
Our
as well.
Christmas episode.
Well, then let's do this. What is one thing that you hope to get under the tree or in your stocking that's hunting related this year?
Ooh, there we
Ooh, I
go.
like that.
I can't really answer that because I bought all my own gifts. Yeah, Black Friday and stuff. Like, Mom, I want this, and I'm gonna go ahead and just buy it with this discount code if you don't mind. So, yeah, I can't answer the question. I already know what
Fair
I'm
enough.
getting.
All right, that's fair.
Discount code TWD10. Is that what you used?
No. Although there is
It's their
one
screen
thing.
gear code.
It's WDP20 for 20% off.
Your first purchase.
Yeah. And I did get a scree item. I got the ptarmigan puffy vest. I've been wanting it all year.
I need to know.
Mhm.
know. Is that too hot for South Carolina?
No.
Not if it's 42 degrees right now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it gets down to 30 something tonight.
Because he got a nice what system do you have?
First Light.
He has a nice First Light puffy, and it looks amazing. And I bought like nice puffies, and none of them. I don't like any of them.
The reason I like that one so much is because it's not too thick. Like it doesn't feel like a puffy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I can throw it on, and I can throw other layers on top of it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the puffy's warm, but it doesn't break the wind.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little more, and it's comfortable to wear by itself, just as a jacket, or like I said, you can layer it, and it's really comfortable, and it packs down super small too. Like
Yep.
small.
Yep. Yeah.
Does the scree gear is it going to match my Sitka pants, or what do I?
You can get it in solid patterns
Pretty
as well. So
close.
you can get it in green or brown solid colors, or you could go with the camouflage, and which is actually pretty dang close to some of the Sitka patterns as well. If you go with like the solids with the brown and the whites and grays and stuff like I did, that I went with that just with the vest in case I want to throw it on the outside. But I have I'm wearing the light. You probably can't see. This is their green, their solid green that they have. This is a light season jacket, but they do come in solids as well.
They do.
So,
Yeah.
But
Which color makes you invisible to deer?
all of them
Okay, so
except for blue.
I couldn't remember, but I was pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember blue jeans. You know what's funny? You know the guy that did that study on the how deer eyes are crepuscular and the things that they see is blue. Did you know the guy that made that whole study? That he's a PhD. If you Google him, there's nothing but pictures of him holding dead deer wearing blue jeans. I think it's full of shit.
Good point. I
Maybe
mean,
he just hunts in blind. They didn't see him.
It's possible.
But then again, I mean, back then, dude, I don't know how long ago I guess it was. I shouldn't make that assumption that it was a long time ago. But if you had pictures of usually people with blue jeans killing them, back then, I mean, I just feel like those deer were not as hunted.
No.
Not as smart.
They definitely were.
Yeah.
You know, the pressure wasn't the same. I mean, if you hunted with a bow 20 years ago, you were pretty much the only person in the woods. I mean, it's
Yeah, that's true.
so I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to get away from Gus's
Yeah.
question though.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
do you want for Christmas? What do you want Santa? What do
What do you want Santa
What do
to
you want
bring
me
you?
to bring to your house in a
What's
couple?
whitetail Santa bringing you?
I didn't really I don't know. I don't really have a lot on my Christmas list that's like hunting related. I have some stuff that I'm like excited about, but I can like throw out there like a really good stocking stuffer that I kind of hope that I get, that I have some of, but I want more of them. There's these little hooks that actually Hawk makes them, and they're actually screw-in hooks for like your backpack or your bow. And man, I don't know what it is. Like those little screw-in hooks that you buy at like Walmart and stuff, they just like they don't thread into the tree. But these ones come with like a cap all over the threads with a carabiner on them. And dude, I'm telling you, I have them like stashed all over the place in my pack, in my bino harness, and everywhere. I'm telling you, man, as soon as you stick it to the tree and start screwing, it just threads right in it. They're unbelievable, and they're like $6.
You mean you don't
So
care?
what company makes that?
Hawk?
Hawk.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You don't just bring a drill out there and just like
No,
preset
but I'm
your-
telling you, I haven't
And
found
then-
a tree yet that I haven't been able to just one time boop and just screw it right in.
Yeah, I don't use those anymore because it's just too much effort.
That's because you don't have these ones.
Right. I started using the strap that goes around the tree, the his strap.
Mhm.
Dude, so nice. I mounted like a little hook on my bow so I can put my bow right on there. I can hang all my stuff out in front of me, hang my pack right on it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. But I will say
I
one
used to use
thing.
the straps until I left them in a tree. Then I don't have
Yeah.
them anymore.
I've left a
That's-
pile of those things in a tree, man.
That
Yeah.
gets to be an issue. One
Yeah.
thing I do hope that I get, I guess, is the I haven't seen. I saw this on a thread the other day, in a saddle hunting thread. It was the V3. What the hell is it called? It's like Quickie, V3 Quickie. Have you guys heard of this?
I like quickies.
So
Yeah.
with like with rappelling and one sticking right now, what I'm using is just a steel oval link with like a little screw open gate. So that's
Yeah.
at the end of my rope, and then I screw it open and I put my rope through it after I wrap it around the tree, right? And then I tighten it down. So when I want to go around a branch, I have to unscrew that, take the rope out, move it. This V3 Quickie is basically a steel half oval with a steel rod through it that has 2 safety points where you have to literally pinch them in and move them, but you can take that rod right off, but it doesn't come all the way off. You have to look them up.
Oh, nice.
They're awesome. They're like $35, but I'm telling you, dude, it would totally be worth it, because then all I would have to do is hit that button real quick and half open the gate, pull my rope out, move it up, put it back through, and you just push that rod right through and you're locked in, ready to go again. Plus that rod rotates, so you never have any side pressure on it.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Sounds complicated.
No, it's super simple. You gotta, this is like, they use it mostly for like rock climbing and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, at first I didn't believe it. It looks freaking sweet. If
Okay.
you repelled, I mean, I guess
don't
you could,
repel yet.
yeah, I mean, I guess even, I don't know, if you're using, no, it doesn't make sense to use it in any other application other than that, I would say. But
Yeah.
for me, that's what I'm looking forward to, man.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
There's another word in the name of it. It's V3 something Quickie, but if you look it up, Home Depot has them. That's like the easiest place, but Amazon had them on sale the other day as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it. What about you guys? What do you want
Shit,
from
I don't
Santa?
I'll tell you what I want that doesn't exist, but I feel like because it's Santa, he could make one for me.
Mm-hmm.
The old B-rail square grips for the early Matthews.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want the square one back, because the new ones he made that are round, I already know that my big ass hands are gonna like float around it. But the square, I like the idea that there was like a square block that I could rest my hand on.
I know
I
exactly
want one of
what you're
those for
talking
the new.
about. Okay.
That's what I want.
Somebody has to make that.
If not, I'm thinking about making one. I found a 3D printer that you can rent
There you go.
in a mall. So I thought about making a few and just seeing if I like it.
Listen, if you
I
have,
make-
if you can find the plans for it, or like send me a picture of it. I have a buddy with a badass 3D printer. I'll make you one.
I'll just once hunting season's over, I'll just pull my grip off and mail it to you, and then you make me a square one.
There you go.
Problem solved.
For me, I don't know. I mentioned it on our podcast. We went through gift ideas, but it is my pet peeve. It drives me absolutely nuts when I'm walking in or going through to or from a stand with the rifle or slung over my shoulder, and it slides off.
Oh, I know what
'Cause I
you're
got a
talking about.
pack
Yeah.
on. And I found they make these little hooks that Velcro strap around your strap, and it's just got an outward facing. I don't know. No,
It goes around your backpack strap.
yeah, an
Yep.
inward facing hook that when you put your rifle strap over your sling over your shoulder, it hooks into that, and it has nowhere to slide off, and it's like $20, and that would be like, you could fill my stocking with that, and I would just stick them everywhere.
Yes.
I sprinkle them in the woods. I just everywhere. I just have them everywhere.
Just
all the time.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a
Have
good
them in
one.
Every backpack.
Dude,
Yeah.
those things.
I still haven't invested in a hunnel, a saddle. So if Santa wanted to leave one of those under the tree, that would be cool too.
Actual
He tried to
Santa,
hook
send
you up
him
with
one.
a saddle lap.
I could do that.
Actual Santa's going to
I
send you
forgot all
one.
about that.
Could you imagine
That's
if
all
I
right, man.
sent you an
I
actual
need to just buy
saddle
one.
and signed it off as
Yeah, just-
Santa?
Just make sure it's a nice one, okay? We know.
I just need to fucking bite the bullet and get it done.
He'll do it eventually. I tried to get him to use while we were, and he was like, I'm not gonna. The first time I saddle hunt in the woods by myself at night, in the early in the morning, he's like, I'm not using your saddle. I was like, you'll figure it out, man. You'll either make it on a tree or you won't.
Yeah, it was like the night before, and we were drinking. He was like, "You want to figure out how to use this thing now?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not."
Probably
forget it all, and then I'm gonna die first thing in the morning.
Oh man, you're gonna love it, man. Honestly, like our opening day of gun season, I went out and I took my 63-year-old uncle out with me, and I was like, "Dude, do you want to get up in a tree?" And he was like, "Yeah, you got to stand for me." I was like, "Something like that." And I brought another saddle with me, and I actually put him in my saddle, and I used my old one and stuff like that. And he loved it, man. I didn't go up super duper high, but he was like, "This is like comfy and sweet." He was like swinging around. I was like, "Okay, cool."
Right.
Maybe sit still though.
glad you're having fun. Maybe you could stop fucking moving.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like hunting with kids. You having fun, buddy? Yeah, it's good. All right, you gotta fucking sit still.
Stop moving. Stop talking. With my nephew, that was the worst. He would never shut up.
Are you having fun? Yeah, it's good, buddy. I have to shut the fuck up.
Stop eating Pop
You have to
Tarts.
stop it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm a big fan of the Pop-Tart thing. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna make him go down that route.
Hey, you got one of those for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
actually, I cursed him out the one year we went rifle hunting when he shot his first buck because he didn't have any snacks. I said, "Okay, what snacks did you bring?" And he's like, "What?" I said, "What snacks did you bring?" "I don't have any snacks." I said, "What the fuck do you mean you don't have any snacks? What are we doing out here? Like, why are we rifle hunting on a Sunday right now? The only first ever Sunday. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why are we out here without snacks?" And I had to provide because I actually brought a ton of snacks for myself, but I wanted to eat his first. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to test him. I hope he learned a lesson that day when I ate all my snacks in front of him,
Life lessons, man.
I bring them with me even if I'm not going to eat them. I still got to have them. It's just like a comfort. It's like a teddy bear. Like, you got to have it.
You never know what's going to happen. What kind of situation you find yourself in where you need
Yeah.
snacks.
I might be stuck here till midnight because the deer won't leave.
Right. Usually
I've never done that. I'll just get right up and leave.
I almost
Then
tried the
I'm not
coyote
gonna be
howl
freaked out.
this year, man. I wanted to so bad, like the coyote howl to see if it worked. I wanted to
Yeah.
try it, and I was like, I can't bring myself to just start howling right now. Like, that's so ridiculous. So I just got down and walked out and blew them all out of the field. I couldn't do it.
You know what works really good is turning your headlamp on. And that gets them going.
I try to shine it right in their eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get pretty pumped about
That's why
it.
I have a light on my rifle. I made the joke at Patreon the other day. I said the best thing you can do for hunting is put those solar powered lights around your corn pile. That way, when the sun goes down, you can still see what's out there.
Give you an extra 15 hours of light.
Yeah, it's like we can shoot for an hour after dark. So I mean,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't know who's doing that, but nobody. I think it's a trick. I think it's one of those things that DNR does, and they're like, "Oh yeah, shooting light goes an hour after sunset," and then just to see if they can catch something.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Does
That-
it really? Holy
That's
hell.
crazy because ours is a half an hour, and I feel like at a half an hour sometimes I can't see a damn thing.
Pretty dark.
It is
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
Yep. Same.
yeah. There's times of the year where the listed sunset time where so it's supposed to be an hour past that time where it doesn't even hit that time yet, and I can't see anything. So I don't know why people are still sitting in the stand like that.
Yeah. We all have the same sun. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah, we get to share that. It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think ours is better.
If it's definitely hotter, I say.
yeah. I don't know if I want your son. I think I like ours as well. We get to see it like what 6
We're
months out of
closer.
the year or something. We get to see the sun. We get to enjoy it.
I don't know. I might take their son because it's been pretty fucking cold in the morning.
Yeah, today was nice.
You know what's wild? I was in Indiana, and I'm so used to the sun setting here at like 7, and they're like 4 hours away. So when they're the furthest point of the Eastern time zone, so it's like 9:30, and it's still daylight. It blew me away.
Yeah.
I did not. I never knew that, or maybe I didn't pay attention to it before. I don't know.
It's that way when I visit. We visit my wife's family in Minnesota, and it's like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock, and there's still a little bit of light outside. It's wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wild.
that's crazy.
Oh.
I don't know. It's it's kind of fun with the time thing. Like I shot my deer in rifle season this year. There was 5 or 6 minutes left before our legal shooting hours were over. And dude, I mean, I could see the deer, but if I didn't have a really nice Vortex scope on there, I probably wouldn't have seen the damn thing. Cause like I didn't see it until it was 30 yards in front of me. And then I was like, okay, let's look. Nothing on its head. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger now. Shot it, ran over, died. And then my cousin I was with, I was trying to get him a deer so bad. 15 minutes before I shot my deer, he's like, dude, I don't mean to be that guy and kind of bring you down right now, but I can't see a fucking thing. He's like, my sight is dog shit and I can't see anything. And I'm like, you're good. Just sit tight, buddy. Just sit tight. I can see great. Just sit tight. Give me another 10 minutes. But every year in rifle, man, you got to play the game. Like, who's going to be that first shot of the morning? Because it's always before legal shooting time.
Oh, it was dark when I heard the first shot.
Always. Now, if there's snow on the ground here during first day of rifle, that
100%.
first shot, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be an hour before sunup and you just hear pow.
Yep. I just got my brother just gave me a Vortex. I got a Leupold VX9 or something. It's an older scope, but he just gave me a Vortex that he's sponsored by him. He's a sniper. And I'm really pumped to get it on there to see the difference, but I'm not going to do it this season. But I am looking forward to being able to see later. Yeah.
I went from an old school Bushnell, like 3x9 that my dad had on the gun back when he used it.
Yeah.
And it was just got to the point where, man, at dusk hours, I can see fine. And I'm pulling up my scope. My scope's darker than my eyes are. And it's like, it's not going to work any longer. And I finally made the upgrade to the old Vortex when it was on sale in the off season. It was night and day difference.
Did you get a Strike Eagle?
No, I don't even know what I got, to be honest with you. It might be a Sonora or something. It was on sale. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Nice scope.
I'm sure it's nice.
Yeah.
I have a Vortex also. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one I have.
Yeah, that's what I was at. I was like, well, this scope's like $150 off. It was like, whatever. I'm going to buy it. I love it. It's a great scope.
Perfect.
I know Vortex. I know their quality. I was like, I'm going to buy it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, I think it's time for everybody's favorite part of the Whitetail Extraction podcast. We're going to do some shouts out here. So Jared Busby got to kill a nice buck with his dad. And that's all I got. I know you guys got more.
That's funny because I didn't prepare any of them.
Jeez.
Our last week's episode, we hit it pretty hard.
Dude, do you know anyone that we can shout out?
On this last weekend?
It was pretty tough. There were some guys from the Rutten River Pursuits podcast, our neighborly Pennsylvania podcast. They laid some deer down. Outside of that, I really can't think of anybody. It was we didn't have very good weather for the last day, did we?
No,
Or
it was
something.
bad.
It was not a lot of people got deer, man.
No, it wasn't a great weekend.
But thanks for putting us on the spot there, Matt. Appreciate that. Because
We can throw another one to our friend. You love him, you know him, Sean Lundy. He killed yet another amazing buck the other day.
Imagine that.
Good job to him.
Nice.
That's all I got.
That's it.
That's all I got.
It came with 2. Man, you came into that so hot. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. He's gonna have a pile.
I actually didn't. I didn't prepare. I just went to our Instagram and see who tagged us in a dead deer, and that was it.
I like it.
Good call. We keep asking people to do that, and they just keep refusing to do that. So
People used to send us deer all the time.
yeah, I guess they're just not going to get the shout out. Because
No, I'm even since the last podcast. I think Ryan Tanner. I think their group shot 3 of them, 3 does.
they did.
Yeah,
I don't know who shot them. I
don't know
there's
either.
deer on the
Yeah,
ground.
I don't know. No, that was a good question, man.
You know what?
Dropping the ball.
Actually, good friend of mine, Kenny. Have you met Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny, his dad shot a really nice, I think it was a 9-point up the camp up in Marionville this past weekend.
Sweet.
Really nice deer. So there you go. I got one as well.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to him. There's been some good bucks killed up north, up near my camp, man. It's been a freaking stellar year for big deer up there again.
Oh yeah.
It seems like we're in that 6th year like turnaround. Remember like 17, 18-ish? 2017, dude, some giants got killed.
Oh, definitely.
In our area. And it seems like every 5 years you start to see that flip where these big giants.
You
are
get
killed
those
again.
crazy mass bucks that get killed, and they're just like banana times, man.
You know who else? Sam Stickle shot 2 doe.
Banana time.
Banana times, dude. Literally,
I've never heard
they're heavy freaking bases.
I've
and
never
just-
heard of that either. You just
Really?
made that up.
I did not make that up.
Everyone says, beer can or pop can bases, right? That's what everyone says.
banana bases.
Banana fingers?
No.
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers.
Salad fingers?
Stole.
Salad fingers. I haven't
Dude.
heard somebody say that in forever.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a banana fingers that was like it was, anyways.
Okay. That was
You know what? I totally forgot. My brother John shot a couple doe, and Sam shot a couple doe from the camp this past weekend. So shout out to them as well.
good.
Beautiful. Well, I think we're at a good time to kind of cut this one off and jump on to your side if you guys want to end it there, and we can continue
Let's do
this
it.
conversation. So, guys, go out if you want to hear the second part of this. I swear it won't be all Christmas talk. We got that all out of the way on our episode. Per usual, we're talking dumb shit. So if you're still with us, you got to check out part 2 over at Whiskey and Whitetails, and that will be up in just a couple of days.
Beautiful.
So you don't even have a
Monday.
long wait, right? So here we go. Boom. Friday,
Monday morning, 5 a.m.
Perfect.
Something
There
like
you go. You heard it. All right, boys. Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks for
man.
having us on.